What do you think of Dead Space so far?
It's okay.
Yeah. Did you get in the elevator with the monster trying to get in after you?
That was awesome.
It wasn't really too scary though. I mean, I think the monsters, I guess, just didn't really affect me too much after I seen a couple of them.
Yeah. I haven't found it scary at all yet. Which,
it's fun.
Yeah, I love it, but I'm not scared, and that's fine because I really hate horror movies. I really hate horror games, but there was something that compelled me to want to play Dead Space. I think it was the conviction that these guys talked about their own game with, like they really believed in it. And as you play, you can tell they really put a lot of effort into it. You'll see.
I mean, Silent Hill is definitely scarier. There's no doubt about that.
Yeah.
But it's fun. It's neat.
Yeah, I was talking to Jay the other night. What I was saying to Dana, I think I was wrong when I was saying about the objective stuff. I really don't mind that it's in all games, you're right. But yeah, when he was saying about the limb stomping, I don't know. I just kind of got really weirded out after doing that so many times. Oh my gosh.
1,000 limbs. 1,000 limbs.
It's like I don't want to keep stomping anymore.
Guys.
You know that trophies
That's
are
crushing the
optional.
limbs off of two.
You don't have to get those trophies.
Right.
I was just doing it because I thought anything that wasn't 100% dead could possibly come alive, and I know a couple of times it did. So I had to make sure everything was dead, like with 5 stomps per enemy.
I'll tell you the trick. Because I actually figured it out with the corpse that I saw laying ahead of me. Just try to pick it up with kinesis. If you can't pick it up, it's going to pop alive when you get close to it.
Yeah.
Well, no, you know what you do? Well, you just shoot them. Shoot them, man. Like, I see him laying there, and I'm like, okay, that's gonna pop up at me if I walk up to it. So just shoot it. It jumps up, and it's like, oh, you disturbed my slumber, and I just shoot it, and it dies. But like, it's just, I find it's not scary at all. Too obvious, but I like the art. Like the ship feels cohesive. Like, I don't know. I like it. I really like it.
I know what you meant when you were talking about the sound, and when you said about the head rolling down the ramp. That was great.
That was funny, man. I laughed so hard the first time I stomped on a guy and like body parts were falling off. It just like looked hilarious. It's like he looked like Stone Cold Steve Austin, you know? Like, I don't know, he's a wrestler, like doing his little stomping on.
Over here and. My friend Jeremy's over here, and every time I pick up the body with the kinesis to hold it up and see if there's any limbs left, before I lay it down to stomp on them, we were laughing every time. Like, okay, is there any legs left? I'm like holding it up.
That's weird. I find the main character in the game is sort of like some kind of weird cyber Igor. Just doesn't have a whole lot to say. He just kind of grunts a lot when he swings.
Yeah, and you notice like in the mission log though, like it's always in first person, him saying, I so and so's right, I need to whatever.
Yeah, I haven't really read the mission log stuff much, but I noticed his head moving while I'm scrolling through the items in my inventory or looking at my the map and whatever. Like, I thought that was a really good touch. It's like he's actually looking at the hologram.
Right, I love that little thing on his chest.
Yeah, the fact that the menu system is all holographic and doesn't interrupt gameplay is pretty. It should make it scarier, but it really doesn't.
Unless you do it like I did, where I didn't check a room and it wasn't clear, and I pulled it out and I'm looking at the map and I see a guy coming behind the map. I was like, oh crap!
They come pretty quick.
I did not like sometimes I was like, man, I got to heal, but there's this whatever. What are those things called? The big guy that you just told me you killed, Jay.
Brute.
Brute, yes.
The big brute guy that has armor on the front.
The first brute that I found, I was trying to heal, and I'm like, I can't even stop. I gotta keep running because he's gonna get me. I was just like, I gotta heal.
Well,
I'm gonna die.
Healing you can do with square. I was stuck where I was trying to fight him, and I was out of stasis stuff. So I'm like having to pull my menu out and try to grab one.
Huh.
What do you mean?
Healing, you can just hit square and you'll heal.
What?
You didn't know that?
Yeah.
I knew that, man. I would have the game for like a day.
I didn't know that.
I should read the manual.
Yeah, you
I
can
guess.
just hit square. But no, well, maybe. I don't know if I saw it in the game or if it said that. But yeah, I was out of the stasis stuff, and you have to freeze him to even get behind him to attack him, and I was out, so I was having to like run and hide and switch out real quick, like I was running and doing the inventory at the same time.
I've jumped 2 times that I can remember, and it wasn't like a long like scare or anything like that. It wasn't scary. I still don't consider the game scary because I jumped in resistance a couple times even. But
Yeah.
there's that one where you're walking down the hallway, the thing, you know what I'm talking about? You know what I'm talking about, Jay? You're past it.
There's many hallways in that game, I'm assuming.
You're walking down the hallway and
hallway.
it grabs you.
Well, there was something in the trailer of the game, one of the trailers for the game that showed.
Oh
that.
yeah, it was in the trailer, yeah.
Yeah, where that big arm thing grabs you and it's pulling you down the hole.
Yeah, that at first, and and then the other time was one of the hallways was like there's 2 green lights, and as soon as you walk around that one part, it triggers a sound, like a really loud sound, that just it startled me. That's it. But other than that,
Yeah,
nothing.
that's one thing it does a good job of. It's not particularly scary, but it does a good job with that paranoid feeling, because when I came out of that room where you had to get those 2 claws to grab onto that thing, and then that one I don't know what you call them, popped out of a necromorph. It popped out of the vent and then went back in. The entire time I was in that section, I was just staring up top as I'm walking, waiting for it to come down.
Oh yeah. And I just did an area where I had to start up the engines for the ship, so it's like super loud. So you can't hear the monsters coming at all.
I like when you're in
That's great.
when you're in the
You turn
vacuum.
around and there's 4 of them. Oh
Like,
yeah.
I don't know.
When
How it's
you're
all
in the
muffled.
vacuum, you can't hear, like, all you hear is like a really faint, like, scream. I don't know, they did a really good job with the audio in this game. Really good
I don't
job.
know. Even when you're firing your gun in the vacuum, it's all muffled.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah, definitely.